Hey guys, how's it going? So in this video, we're going to be talking about the stock market possibly crashing in the month of May because there's some really big earnings report that is coming up. But before I talk about it, I just want to say that, these videos take a very long time for me to do. The last video I made, how I became a millionaire and lost it, that took me probably 7 hours to do. I had to make the audio, I had to edit the audio, and then once I edited the audio, I had to add in the images, merge everything together, and release the video. It took me at least 7 hours to do. It was very tiring, and so far I'm not really seeing the benefit of making a more high quality video. But I'm trying and I'm hoping to be successful with this new quality video. So like always, please smash that thumbs up button. It hopefully helps my channel grow. Subscribe for future updates, and also if possible, if you enjoyed this video, share it on YouTube. I would appreciate it. Moving forward, so in the month of May, the stock market may crash because there's some really big earnings report that's coming out, and these earnings report really reflects how the world economy works. But at the same time, we all know that the federal government they're printing a lot of money, is preventing us from having a real market because the Fed is pushing all these prices up. At least according to my research, that's what I've been finding out. Apple will be having the earnings report. Apple is one of the biggest companies in the world. Everybody's aware of Apple. They're not the biggest in market cap anymore, but they are having a big earnings report around April 30th, 2020. Apple's been having a lot of problems. 20% of Apple's business in China. In February, China was in shutdown mode. They didn't reopen the economy until around mid-March. But in March, the United States and the rest of the world was in shutdown mode. Apple had to close a bunch of stores around the world. But in February, Apple closed all their stores in China. In March, Apple closed all their stores in the United States and the rest of the world while they reopened their stores in China. I think this is going to affect the earnings big time, and January to March is usually the weaker months for consumers to buy iPhones, simply because the Christmas holidays was over and people don't really think about buying a new phone in between January to March, simply because new iPhones and new Samsung phones get released around those times. Since Apple didn't really have a new product between January to March, now a lot of people are thinking about getting a new iPhone, and I think this is going to be affecting their earnings in a big way, and I think they're going to have poor guidance because the United States and the world is still shut down right now. In May, according to my research, we're going to be opening up the economy again, but I still don't think people are going to rush out and buy iPhones. But we'll see. We'll see what the earnings is. But mostly, I am bearish on Apple, and I think when Apple reports earnings, I think the stock will crater. But I could be wrong. It's a gamble at the end of the day. We'll see what happens. Google will also be having earnings report, and if you're not aware, Google is one of the biggest ad generators on the planet. They're not as big as Facebook. Well, actually, they're bigger than Facebook. They have YouTube, and if you're not aware, my YouTube revenue has gone down quite dramatically, and I've also came across other YouTuber videos that's saying that their revenue is getting affected. So in the month of February and March, revenues have gone down for YouTube quite dramatically. Or actually more like March and April. February was still okay. January was good, but March and April were very bad months for Google or YouTube. So I think I think Google could crash when they report on April 28, 2020, and they make up a market cap of $879 billion at the moment. So they might go on more sale in the near future here. Facebook has earnings on April 29, 2020. I read an article a while back, I think it was late March or sometime in the middle of March, that Facebook came out and they said that their ad revenue is going to get affected from the shutdown of the entire world. So I'm very interested to see what the earnings reports are like. I am bearish on Facebook. I think Facebook's revenue and ad revenue is going to be affected big time. I know that a lot more people are using Facebook right now and social media simply because they're stuck at home and they're bored, and people like to be active, in social media when they have nothing to do. So I believe that Facebook, it might be mixed because January and February was still good. March was kind of bad. The first 2 months can make up for the month of March, but their guidance might not be so great. We will see what happens. Maybe they'll go up to $200, maybe they'll go up higher, but ultimately I think the stock should crash, in my opinion. Amazon's the next one on my list. Amazon is a pretty big company, a $1.2 trillion company. I am bullish on Amazon. They are basically in blue sky breakout at the moment. So I think that Amazon may continue to go up. I have no idea. It just all depends on if a lot of money decides to flood Amazon. But they are having earnings on April 30th, 2020. Amazon is one of the winners of this whole situation. People who want to buy stuff are buying stuff online right now simply because there's a lockdown and not a lot of people are allowed to leave their homes. So what they do is they buy stuff from Amazon and online retailers while they're stuck at home. And on top of that, if you're not aware, Amazon's been hiring a lot of people lately, and you don't hire a lot of people unless your business was booming. So Amazon's business is booming right now, and when you go order something from Amazon, there's always a delayed time simply because there's so many people ordering from Amazon. So I'm more on the bullish side, but even if I'm on the bullish side, maybe Amazon's price is already priced into the stock, and even with positive earnings, Amazon still might have a pullback. We will see what will happen. Amazon is the one company I'm bullish on. I think Amazon's business is doing very well. At the end of the day, you're not going to make very much money off Amazon because I can't see Amazon going up very much more higher, because once this whole situation cools off, I think Amazon stock will just probably sell back down again. But that's my opinion. We'll see what happens.